Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is July the 30th, 2017. Buy and hold. Get rich by desiring little. All right, people. I am in Gold Coast, Australia. I got to thank Justin and Tim, who are out on the balcony right now, for making this possible today. Justin drove me up here. Tim, this is his place, right? And I'm a little disoriented because I didn't sleep a lot last night. I'm getting ready to go back to the United States. There's so much going on. So bear with me through this, everyone. The title, obviously, is about the Bitcoin strategy here in August. Because obviously August 1st is a date that people have thought about for so long, and there's an altcoin that's coming out that a lot of us are going to get this free altcoin. So I have some notes that I've written down, and I'm basically going to read my notes off to you people. So it might not make sense, but I'll be able to that much sense at points, but I will elaborate on it as best that I can. Because remember, it's Bitcoin, people. There's only one Bitcoin. And everything I say depends on there being legit replay protection here. And I have heard with this FUD coin that there is legitimate replay protection. It's very important. So before you do anything with your FUD coin, make sure that's okay. I'm not going to do anything until I know the coast is clear in terms of replay protection. Anyway, so this actually does involve long-term thinking. If this free FUD coin that we are getting by just holding Bitcoin, if this free coin is sticking around 0.1 BTC, I know that in the year 2020 that I would rather have my Bitcoin than rather have this FUD coin, okay? Because it's not going to be 0.1 BTC. I don't even know if this FUD coin is going to exist then. But to get 10% more Bitcoin, because this FUD coin sticks at 0.1 BTC now, so that I have 10% more Bitcoin in 2020, that is like quite amazing. So this is what I'm going to be keeping in my mind during this entire process while we see people value this coin, see where this coin is being sold. And I see Ken just gave me a tip. That's really nice, Ken. There's a cat walking around here too, so you're gonna hear all sorts of interesting sounds. But as you know, my mindset, and I think everybody's mindset should be this. This is a complete FUD coin. But if there are people out there that are gonna be valuing this thing at 0.1 BTC, how can I not pass up the opportunity to get 10% more Bitcoin because of, I guess, people's irrational exuberance over this coin, over this FUD coin? So I'm not saying there are any legitimate reasons for this thing to be worth 0.1 BTC. Right now on the futures market, which might be totally rigged, it is this coin, this FUD coin, is listed over 0.1 BTC. So you have to be thinking that, you know, this might not go to $5 right away. So just keep it in mind. I don't like what this FUD coin stands for at all. But if you're giving me the opportunity, the free opportunity, the safe and free replay protection to get 10% more Bitcoin at the end of the day, then I'm keeping that in mind for as long as this thing lasts. So be safe and just keep the mindset. I want to end up with 10% more Bitcoin for free. You're not buying anything new. I'm not saying buy this FUD coin. I'm saying that if you're a Bitcoin holder, you are going to get this FUD coin apparently. And if you can use this FUD coin to get 10% more Bitcoin, then more power to you. What's the worst that can happen? You have that mindset, it goes down to $5, it's worth nothing. It was free anyway. This cat. And so what? And okay, then how about if it goes up to 0.2 Bitcoin? Oh, well, you didn't wait around. You're still getting 10% more Bitcoin. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing to get. If the month of August ends and I end up with 10% more Bitcoin, I didn't spend a penny. I mean, that is so impressive. And again, This is long. This is not a short-term thinking type of thing. This is a long-term thinking exercise, because long-term, we want to get as much Bitcoin as possible in the year 2020. In the year 2020, I don't want to be holding no FUD coin or whatever it's called. And this, where we are today, pound that like button, people. It's late at night back home. I'm going to be home soon enough, Baltimore. I'm going to be home soon enough, East Coast. It's a long trip. But at this time where we are, do not doubt, Bitcoin's, there might be all sorts of drop ages these next few days, all sorts of insane things here. I want you to value your wealth in Bitcoin more than ever now, more than ever. So if the Bitcoin price drops down to $1,900 for some reason, you still own the same amount of Bitcoin. You're still trying to convert that FUD coin into as much Bitcoin as possible. You don't care what that FUD coin is if it's worth $300, $200, $100, whatever. You care how much Bitcoin is worth. You gotta move, cat. Come on. This cat's getting on my stuff. I can't have it touch my stuff because some of my relatives don't do well around cat hair. That's why I don't want it touching my stuff. Anyway, so as I like cats, I really do love cats, but you're gonna see me doing contorted things here. What a show this is. This is Gold Coast, golden hold in the Gold Coast of Australia. It is beautiful out there. But again, so yes, value, think in terms of Bitcoin more than ever. I have not updated my link section, but the guys in Israel have a new Bitcoin show. I'm gonna link to that. Watch it. It's called, I think, Blockchain Unchained. It's pretty funny, their preview. I mean, it's pretty funny stuff. Let's talk about some gurus here. They are, first of all, Doug Casey has sent out an email. Bitcoin price of $3,500 to $5,000 this year is not out of the question. And he's actually quoting a guy named Tika. And Tika is like a guru of Bitcoin. And I know a lot of people haven't heard of him. And we live in, there's so many different worlds of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency out there. I am talking with clients who tell me they love this guy, Tika. They're like, Tika has never led me astray. And yet here in our world of our channels that we're more familiar with, a lot of people, they don't even know who Doug Casey is, for God's sakes. And so we've got newbies flooding in that are listening to gurus. And I just want to say, be careful of gurus. Be careful of people who are all into trading, and there's just different caliber of people out there. You've got your Andrea. I like to listen to people on the internet that are talking about Bitcoin who use their heads and logic and long-term thinking. Andreas, Tonvays, those people, that circle, that's who I want to be associated with. I'm not here pumping stuff. And here, somebody's tipping me. Fractal Vlogs just gave $5. That's really cool. And I cannot see this chat now. Now that I see that stuff is popping up, I'm skimming it real quick. Thank you, Fractal Vlogs. Don't buy this FUD coin if you control your private keys. You have both already. Just see what happens. Of course, do not spend a penny on this FUD coin. You're getting this FUD coin for free. Use it to get more Bitcoin. Use it to increase your stash by 10%. Unbelievable that in theory, if he's insane, and again, these future markets are on Chinese exchanges right now. And so it could be totally lies. It could be totally BTC, what's it called? Okay, let's go back to the thinkers of Bitcoin. I like the thinkers of Bitcoin that are out there. That's the circle I try to roll with, okay? Then we got these gurus and stuff. So there's different content, and then there's another kind of content. These guys telling you to buy Steam, telling you to buy the hottest thing out there. They just want to have followers and listeners, and I don't know what they're really trying to do, but they just jumping on the hottest thing possible. If someone's telling you to buy Steam right away, you should run away, because that's something you can get free. And what I preach about Steam, that whole mindset is very similar to what I'm preaching about this FUD coin. You're getting it for free. Don't buy it. Use it to get more Bitcoin. Use Steam to get more Bitcoin. And I think Steam is a fine place. It's a fine place. I'm not ripping on Steam it. I have ripped on Steam, the cryptocurrency, and I rip on the people who tell you to buy Steam. I'm going to rip on the people who tell you to spend a penny on this FUD coin when you're getting it for free. So and this is how you live a more efficient life. If you're getting something for free, If you're getting something for free in life, turn it into Bitcoin. Turn it into Bitcoin, okay? I know that sounds a little, you have talents, people. You have talents. You can turn that stuff into Bitcoin. You can turn your consultancy into Bitcoin. Teach people different things about Bitcoin, charge them in Bitcoin. Hey, and charge them whatever you feel like in Bitcoin. So again, there's a whole new, and someone in my comment section pointed out a certain content creator who was involved with a pump of some scam coin or of again, just be careful. Don't get into gimmicks. Don't get into these gimmick people here, man, that they're just like, buy this, buy that, because I am, and then they leave you as a greater fool. Don't get into greater fool situations. That's all. Follow people that use their brains. And if you're a newbie, welcome newbies. Try to learn the ABCs of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Just don't jump into ICOs. Learn the basics, because I am meeting people who have just jumped all around, who've been led astray by various gurus that are out there. And hey, I'm glad Doug Casey's newsletter is spreading the word. I don't know this dude, Tika, personally or whatever. But all of a sudden I'm hearing about these people. I'm like, whoa, who are these people that are out there? So good. I'm glad the mainstream people are catching on, et cetera, et cetera. I am jumping around my notes so much right now. I have a little quote here. It says, newbies pump and veterans dump. So again, we're in this point. If we're in this point where they keep valuing this FUD coin at 0.1, it's going to be because of newbies. It's going to be because of people catching hysteria, listening to people just pump up this altcoin, because it's just so much of the altcoin. What we've witnessed in the last month or two is irrational exuberance over various altcoins, over various ICOs. And what I'm seeing is that that trend could just jump onto this FUD coin, and that we're going to need, as veterans, as savvy veterans, we're going to have to take advantage of the situation. We cannot pass up the opportunity to increase our Bitcoin load by 10%. And I feel no problem doing so, because I have warned everyone out there that this FUD coin is not something that is a long-term thing. It's not something you should be pumping up the price for. And if King of the Trolls and his friends in China have some weird strategy where they're going to buy up this FUD coin and then sell Bitcoin, be my guest, okay? If it's gonna help me get more Bitcoin, but I'm not panic selling my Bitcoin. As I just reminded everyone, this is the time when you value one Bitcoin as one Bitcoin. You don't panic when you see it hit $1,900, because all of this is gonna pass. There's gonna be a September, and in September, the value of Bitcoin in terms of dollars, I think you'll be happy. There's going to be a 2020. The value of Bitcoin in terms of dollars, I think you're going to be very happy. But now one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. And if a FUD coin is 0.1 Bitcoin, get your 0.1 Bitcoin, people. Get your 0.1 Bitcoin. So yeah, pumpers and dumpers, veterans and newbies. I mean, newbies are going to pump it up. The veterans are going to dump it and profit, and the newbies are going to be are going to lose a lot from this. And so anyway, people are trying to game plan when to dump. For me, the longer you wait, and again, analyze the situation. I'm going to try to give people updates throughout. Again, there's going to be some radio silence from me pretty soon, because I'm going to be on a plane. All right. And I hope you like this video, because I don't really usually make videos like this. I'm just jumping all around, and I'm tired, man. I'm gonna sleep on that plane, Hawaii Airlines. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I have a stopover, layover in Honolulu, of all places. Pound that like button if you think layovers in Honolulu are great. But what was I gonna say? All right, but so the longer you hold this excuse me. The longer you hold this FUD coin that I don't name the name of, the longer you hold this FUD coin, the more likely the more likely that a black swan type event is going to happen in terms of cryptocurrency. What if Ethereum triples during that time? What if Monero becomes the #2 cryptocurrency during that time period? Everyone is going to forget about this altcoin and it's just going to crash. There's, you know, people, again, I said people are trying to game plan this thing as like it's an either or thing. You know, there's people have come out with these mathematical formulas that if this FUD coin takes away 20%, then Bitcoin is only going to be worth this amount. So I should only sell my FUD coin at this amount. But this is not an either or world that we're living in. There's so many, we are living in a cryptocurrency ecosystem where Bitcoin is currently, you know, makes up 50% of the market, but there could be events with these other cryptocurrencies that we could never imagine that could happen that have nothing to do with this, but then could have something to do with this and make everybody forget about this FUD coin. And it just goes into the gutter. It's not the latest, hottest thing that newbies are pumping up. There could be like an ICO. There could be all sorts of things. So when you're game planning this out as like an either or, Bitcoin or FUD coin, Bitcoin or FUD coin, there are so many other things that can happen. And in terms of time, the more time that passes, the more likelihood that something else is going to happen. So I have rambled on in this video to a point where I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So pound that like button. Gold Coast, you rock. It's sunny out there. It's beautiful. This is my last few hours in Australia. For a while, I do not know when I'm going to return. Australia, you have been a great host to me. And perhaps soon we'll be doing some more Australia shows. I am Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister. Please pound that like button. Thank you everybody in the chat for being there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say hello, and I thank the people who had sent the chat tips, what's it called, super chat. I really thank you. I thank everyone for the support through this month that was filled with FUD. We're going to get a month filled with some more FUD and some weird FUD coin action. I'm Adam Meister. Bye-bye for now. I'll see you on a jet plane.